guys, welcome back to the Galaxy Pub. I'm John,
I'm Sean.
and today we're gonna talk about our personal lives a little today, and we're also gonna talk about Sean. He's graduating.
Woo!
That's very exciting,
It is very exciting.
and we're gonna talk about um that we're going to the LA convention.
Yes, so we are going to be attending. Well, I'm very excited about this. We're going to be attending the Anime Expo in LA in July, which I have never been to. I don't think you've ever
No,
been.
I've never been
Yeah,
to.
neither of us have been to. We're going with a couple other friends. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit in this episode. But yeah, we're very excited. So expect to see some content when we're out there and kind of just covering it. So very excited. But yeah, so today we're gonna be kind of talking about cosplaying, but also we're gonna be talking about prepping for cosplaying, and a lot of prepping for cosplaying involves like working out for a lot of different characters and stuff like that. And I've actually been training since October, and you've been
Yeah, I've
doing
been
about
training in October too.
yeah, so we've been kind of prepping and stuff, which is kind of new for me because I've never had to do stuff like this
Yeah, I've
before.
never like prepped or like had to like diet myself or work out.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So, John, we'll go ahead. So, what's your experiences with working out? Were you ever serious about it until now? Did you ever see yourself like cosplaying in the future? So, like, kind of tell us the origin of like how you like what if you used to work out or not.
So back in high school, I did do a lot of weights. I did it for, I'd say, 3.5 years. I got pretty good at it. I was able to do more than whatever I thought. I was, for me at the time when I was in high school, 45 was like something incredible for a guy my size and my stature because not very muscular, not very tall, athletic, or anything. So lifting that much was very impressive. I was very happy with myself.
So 45, do you mean like 45 pounds?
Like 45 pounds on each side.
Oh, okay. Was this bench or like was this
This was
squat?
bench.
This was bench. Okay. So and this was what your freshman or sophomore year?
This was uh my junior year. My
Junior
freshman
year.
year, I was like just skin and bone.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you kind of started to get good at like lifting your junior year.
hmm
Okay. And were you like how serious were you about it? Were you like really into it? Were you just doing it for the credit? Like what?
I was kind of serious, but also just doing it because also at the time nothing really piqued my interest.
Hmm.
But I did I didn't really like the class because you're just with a bunch of meatheads, football players. People
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I can lift 300 pounds, blah blah blah.
Yep.
And I was just like, dude, I just want to lift and just improve myself.
Yeah. I think that's kind of why it scared me a little bit taking weights at in high school cuz you just knew you were going to be surrounded by that type of crowd, which again isn't the most fun thing to be around.
Yeah, it
So,
wasn't the most fun thing.
yeah, but that's interesting. I actually never took weights in high school. The kind of how I started like I guess working out was I used to run a lot because I'm actually a decent runner, and we had these like barbells in our basement, and I would go down and use those every now and then, but I wasn't really that serious about it. It was kind of just doing it just cuz, and just to see how much I could do. But yeah, my senior year, me and a buddy, my friend Cameron, who's really ripped and in really good shape. He's in the Air Force now. He would kind of work with me my senior year because I really wanted to challenge myself. And me and him would work out together, and he would come up with sets, kind of like what we do now. He would come up with sets, and we'd do that. And I would just go to him for advice. And this is actually the first time that I actually kind of started dieting a little bit, not like as serious as it's been now, but like this that was my introduction to like taking protein shakes and all that. Cause and now I'm taking them again, but it was interesting. like the little shakers or
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Because you have that,
Yeah,
right?
I have that.
Yeah. So, because now, like, I probably take one like at least once a day,
Yeah, I take one.
and I've just gotten to the point where I actually kind of enjoy them now.
Yeah, I do like
Yeah.
them.
Like, I actually enjoy the taste now. I feel like back then it was just like, okay, well, I'm taking this because I have to. But now I actually enjoy it. So,
Yeah, as like once I started taking these protein shakes for workout and everything, I've really liked the taste. Like, because at first, like you said, I'm just taking it because I have to, and I didn't really care for the taste. But now they're actually pretty good.
yeah, I feel like once you've had them, like, I feel like once you're into a month in of like having one like almost every day, you just kind of get used to it and you actually kind of start to like it. So, and what's the brand that you usually go to?
I usually go to Power Core.
Okay. Where do they sell those at?
They sell them at Hy-Vee.
Okay. That's your go-to?
Yeah, it's those kind of cylinder shaped ones.
Okay. Yeah. That's different from Boost, right?
Yeah, I usually go for the chocolate milk or just regular milk because I like those the best.
Yeah. Those are good. I usually go for just the Premier Protein, but Ghost has these and these they have energy drinks which I also love, but they also have protein shakes and they have protein powder. And honestly, I love all of them. I don't think there's a thing by Ghost that I dislike. I mean, there's a couple of flavors here and there that I'm just iffy about, but I don't know. In my opinion, I think they're killing it in the energy drinks, the protein, like everything they've made. They're just killing it. So, but yeah. So, kind of going back to the whole like lifting in high school, what is an exercise that you really enjoyed doing in weights and an exercise that you just absolutely dreaded to do?
The most fun thing I had, the one that I loved the most was bench, because that was the one that I improved the most in, the one that I excelled in the most. And overall, for me at the time, bench was just the one thing that I really wanted to do out of all of it.
Yeah, that's kind of like the bro workout. I feel like most people I talk to, they really enjoy doing stuff that's like arms or chest. And I also really enjoy that. And that's something that I've been wanting to improve in. And I've gotten better about it, but I also just enjoy doing it. So that's really fun. And then what's something that you dreaded?
The one thing I probably dreaded was I dreaded two, one more than the other, but I dreaded um incline bench the worst. Basically, you're at like a 45 angle and you have to lift the bar up.
Yeah.
It was torturous for me because I just could not do it. It was just really painful. And the thing that I kind of don't like, but it's whatever, is squats. Because, I mean, yeah, we use our legs all the time, but I just don't go down like all the way parallel to the ground for
Yeah.
squats. And I'm just not used to that. Some
Yeah.
people I've seen at the gym can go like 400 pounds and go all the way down, but I just can't do
Yeah.
that.
If you're Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for the Eagles, that man can lift like 500 pounds. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, no, squatting is. I remember when, like I started, like the first time I ever squat, I think was my senior year of high school. And again, I wasn't a class, I was just doing it with a friend. And he was like he was showing me how to do it. And I just remember he showed me and I was like, okay, that can't be too bad. And then I did it for the first time and I was like, that fucking sucked. Like that was not fun. So, and I mean, like, yeah, working out isn't like it can suck, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where it's like you enjoy the suck about it.
I yes, I do enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I'm pretty close to what you're saying. I really enjoy bench press. I really enjoy like just curls. I really I started to kind of enjoy abs a little bit more. I know that a lot of people don't like working out their core, so
Yeah, abs is it's okay for me.
yeah. For the longest time, I just dreaded cardio. Like I absolutely hated cardio, like most people. I've ran probably more in the last like 4 or 5 years than I have in my entire life. So I've kind of just gotten used to it. I haven't really been running a lot recently, but in like the last 4 or 5 years, like in college, I ran quite a bit.
Yeah,
So
my cardio is not the greatest. It was never the greatest.
yeah. And sadly, cardio is just kind of like that one thing that you kind of have to have, because you can like you can lift as much as you want and you could get really good at it, but eventually you're going to get to the point where you're too big and you have to slim down just a little bit. Well, I guess it depends on what physique you want. For like cosplaying and stuff, maybe it could work out, but I don't know. Almost in every way, like cardio is just kind of that thing that like you kind of have to have,
Yeah.
because I feel like the stamina also helps with like lifting and stuff like that. So, but yeah, cardio and I want to say I kind of want to say squats, but I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the back workouts kind of suck. I, sometimes I really don't enjoy doing the back
Oh yeah.
workouts.
The back workouts, they're kind of hit or miss with me too.
Yeah, like those lifts where you like bend down and you have to like lift it up to your chest.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like some days I'm okay with, some days I'm better at it, and some days I'm just I can't do it. Like so I don't know. I'd say it's like a tie between like that and just squatting, like actually squatting, cuz there's those people who get and they like barely go down,
Yeah.
but that's not really a squat, cuz a squat is you're going like almost all the way down, and you the way you have it set up is you have two bars on the rack and you're supposed to go down. You're technically supposed to touch it, but I mean I'm guilty of just getting really close and just being like a
Yeah.
little bit off.
Yeah, me too.
So, but yeah, I've definitely improved in my squatting. I finally was able to put 245s back on. So I'm at like 135, for somebody who weighs 140. So, have you gained any? I think I've gained like 10 or 15 pounds in
Yeah,
the
I've
last
gained
couple of
around
months.
10 or 15 pounds too.
Yeah, which is good. That's cool. But again, then that we're gonna get into like the probably the hardest part about like preparing for anything, whether it's cosplaying or like just getting in better shape, dieting, the dreaded
Ooh.
dieting. So, John, let's go ahead. Have you ever had to like diet, whether I mean probably more to gain weight than to lose weight in your life before like these last 6 or 7 months?
Um, in my entire life, I've never had the diet. I've always been pretty skinny, pretty kind of just your average looking guy. I've never really, and my metabolism is for some people, well, it is very fast. So like, I'll eat basically anything all day, and by tomorrow, I'll lose it all.
Yeah.
So it kind of like I've never really had the diet because I've never really gained so much weight, never really lost a lot of weight, and I've just been kind of static. But these past weeks or months, I've been doing a lot of dieting, eating healthier foods, taking more protein, and just been in general just making sure my body is healthier than it was before.
Yeah. Yeah, dieting is definitely the hardest part. Like you ask any actor or anything like that, like Hugh Jackman or uh God, the guy who played Superman. His name's his name slipped away from me. Henry Cavill. Okay, yeah, if you ask like him or Henry Cavill, I've seen interviews with them just talking about how much they hated dieting. Especially like I know like there for certain scenes, like shirtless scenes, you're actually supposed to dehydrate yourself because I guess it
Yeah.
makes the muscles like come out more. And again, I'm not like a nutritionist. I'm sure that there's going to be some people who are listening to this who I don't know necessarily think I'm wrong or like there's a better way to say it. And I'm sure there is. Like, I'm not saying I know everything about this. This is all pretty new to me. So there's a lot of stuff, but I've still learned a lot in the last like 4 or 5 months from this stuff. But yeah, for me, I've never really had to there's been points where I've wanted to like gain weight and like that's the main thing is to just gain weight, like get calories, the carbs and stuff like that. So like what you want to do is you want to get like rice, like chicken, steak, your greens and water, stuff like that. And pretty much stay away from anything like, fried or anything like that, stuff that doesn't bring value to your thing, to your system.
Yeah, basically any junk food.
Yeah, so that's really hard, especially like especially when you're me and like you're on a lunch break at work and you like totally forgot to pack your lunch and so you're like, "Oh crap." So in that case, I usually just go to like Chipotle or Hawaiian Bros Because I feel like everybody like Chipotle is like the safe way out. That's like the easy way out
Yeah.
because their stuff is good and it's not terrible for you. So it's better than like going to McDonald's or Burger
Yeah,
King.
yeah.
So, but yeah, and what I kind of do is I kind of cheat a little bit, and there's probably a better. This might be there probably is a better way to do this, but I really like going to like the Hy-Vee Chinese and like getting their like chicken and rice and stuff like that, and it's really good and it tastes really good. And I mean, it has like the like a good amount of calories for
Mm-hmm.
me to consume and stuff. And it's not super expensive either.
Yeah.
And I've always loved their Chinese.
Yeah.
So,
I do that sometimes too. I go to the Hy-Vee Chinese store and just get some.
yeah. So like I'll do that, get like a protein shake. So like I've been trying to work out more earlier in the day than later in the day, but especially with the con coming up, we're going to have to like get up a lot earlier for especially for yours cosplay,
Yeah.
which we'll get into here in a little bit. We're going to kind of connect the two together, talking about why we're working out, and eventually why, like, what this leads into the expo. But yeah, so it's interesting. Have you been watching a lot of like videos or YouTube channels that like show you like different workouts or like kind of tips on how to like get the most out of your workouts?
Yeah, I've watched them every now and then, but I've never like watched them consistently. Just every now and then when I'm like at home or just laying in bed, just maybe just like maybe I want to check out this one, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I know that for bench, one of the things that is you want to like stick your chest out, and then like when you're lifting it, you want to go down here and make sure that it touches basically like with any chest workout, like when you're doing the I forgot what they're called, but
Flies?
yeah, flies. So when you do flies, like for a while I was just doing this, but now I'm like starting to go like all the way like here. So I actually do really enjoy flies.
Yeah, I don't mind flies
Like
either.
honestly, anything chest or the arms I enjoy doing,
Yeah,
but like legs and sometimes back. I don't know, back isn't always the worst, but sometimes I don't know why it's just terrible. So, do you have like what's like a cardio workout that you actually enjoy? Is there a cardio workout that you enjoy doing?
I don't think there is a cardio workout because my cardio just sucks in general. I don't have a lot of stamina that cross country runners do. I don't have a lot of speed that they have, and overall, I just never really had to use my cardio.
So like you did weights in high school, right?
Yeah,
Did,
but we barely did cardio. There was like maybe 2 or 3 times where we went out to the football field and did a little bit of it, but that was like very rare whenever like the sun was out and it was a nice day.
did you ever so you didn't do any sports at all like in your free time in high school? Like, were you on any of the teams for art high school?
For high school, I was on the cross country team just for a little bit because I just wanted to see eh, what it was like doing a sport. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either.
Where was your cardio at its best when you were at the cross country?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I never did weights, but I did do diving in high school. I was gonna do swimming, but for some reason I changed my mind to do diving. Just I guess I wanted to try something different. That wasn't really that like it really wasn't that physically demanding. If anything, it was more mentally demanding because it was like there were certain flips and dives that we had to do. And I honestly wasn't that great at it, but like I was just so nervous that I would like when like doing a backflip or like we did like these inward flips. So like I was always afraid that I was gonna like hit my head or
Oh yeah,
face. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I did it freshman year and I didn't really care for it, so I just didn't do it. And then I don't think, and then I did track in middle school and I did enjoy that, but yeah, I don't know, man. Like again, this was back when, video games took out a big part of my
Yeah.
life because, you were a part of the nerd group, right?
Yep, I was.
So that took out a big part of like my free time. So let's go ahead and talk about kind of connect the two. So we're cosplaying at the expo. work. I'm participating in a couple of tournaments. I think you are as well, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, one of them I believe is the cosplay. So John, what are you cosplaying as, and what like why do you need to prepare for it? Like what kind of break it down for us?
So I'm cosplaying as a demon known as Akusa from Demon Slayer. He's from a movie called Mugen Train, if any of you have ever seen it.
I'm sure a lot of people have. I mean, I saw it in theaters, so
I liked it a lot, and when he showed up on the screen, I instantly kind of really fell in love with his design because I don't know, just something about it I just really liked. Um, so the reason why I'm cosplaying and working out is because if you've seen him, he's kind of a more muscular kind of person other than you just typical guy. He's you can see he has abs, you can see he has muscles. So I kind of have to work on getting that kind of physique.
yeah. I mean, almost all anime characters like have some type of like 4 or 6 pack. Like I feel like every, especially like after the time skip, every One Piece character has like a 6 pack. Like Usopp, like even yeah, like I mean, obviously Zoro. I mean, except for like the girls,
Yeah.
and Chopper. Chopper doesn't
Yeah,
have
of
anything.
course, like the girls don't have that.
Or Chopper. Chopper
Yeah.
doesn't have anything. But yeah. So you're going as Akuza from Demon Slayer. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it was the design and also just like just the character. Like
Yeah, it was mostly his design that really piqued me and just I even though we've never seen a lot of him, just his overall character about him and just kind of how his backstory, just for a lot of demons, is kind of shrouded in mystery until you know him. And so I just really liked him.
so what made you want to like actually commit to just working out instead of just like taking the easy route and just getting like a bodysuit? Because I know that there's a couple of people that do that and then there's people who don't.
Yeah. For me, I just wanted to be more authentic. Like this is my actual body. I didn't do any like covering up or anything. And plus, a bodysuit to me just kind of feels lazy. It's like, yeah, I was too lazy to do it, and it also looks really cheap. Like if people notice that's a bodysuit, it's like, damn, he didn't even do anything. And I wanted to be like, yeah, I really did it. This is my actual body.
Okay. Yeah, and I feel like a bodysuit would be kind of hot, especially in the summer
Hmm.
at a con. So,
Like unless you're wearing like a long sleeve shirt, no one will know the difference.
yeah. So, I'm kind of I kind of agree with you on that.
And since for this cosplay, I'm only wearing a vest, everyone's gonna see it's a bodysuit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of bodysuits either. So, that's I think that's kind of the same reason why. But, yeah. And it's funny cuz you're not even like the biggest Demon Slayer fan,
Yeah,
really.
I'm not.
You're like you like it, but you're not obsessed with it. But you just
Hmm.
really like that one character.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Because cosplaying as like a Dragon Ball character would be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, you would always have to be muscular.
You'd have to be like on steroids for like. There's muscular and then there's Dragon Ball. So,
Or you could be Kaba, if you know who Kaba is.
uh, remind me.
He's a Saiyan from Universe 6. He's like the first skinny Saiyan.
Oh yeah, from Super.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be him. I just
But who really dresses up as Kaba?
yeah. Well, actually, now that you say that, I'm sure that we'll watch us run into like 1,000 Kabas at the con.
I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be some kind of Kaba or Dragon Ball Super character, definitely. But
Or Krillin.
yeah, or Krillin. You could be Krillin.
I mean, you could be a little bit. He has a little bit of muscle on him, but you'd
Yeah.
also have to shave your head and do all that stuff.
Yeah, so there's a couple characters, but if you want to be like Goku, Vegeta, Broly, you got to be damn ripped.
And also, you got to have that hair. You got to have that hair. Or you got to find like a wig. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and. So I originally wasn't even gonna go as an anime character. I was gonna go as Wolverine because Wolverine is my favorite Marvel character. I've always loved the character, and I actually did go as Wolverine as a kid. And yeah, he's just always been a character that I've loved. And recently, like towards the beginning of the year, like in August or like in October, I just kind of marathoned all the X-Men movies and I was just really into it. So I was gonna do that, and then I reached out to the committee and was like kind of looked at the rules, and they said that it has to be from an anime or manga to participate. So I was like, oh, dang. Okay. And it turns out there is a Wolverine manga. It's kind of lesser, it's very low key. So a lot of people wouldn't see it. But it is really cool. It's like black and white. It's like a really unique design for Wolverine. So then I was like, well, I guess I could do that, but I'd have to email them again, and it was kind of a pain. So I kind of went back and forth between that. And then eventually it just came down to, you know what? I'm just going to go as Luffy because I'm a really big One Piece fan and I've been marathoning it like crazy. And I've always loved his design. And I especially love his newer with like the trench coat and everything, like after the time skip and stuff like that. So, and I don't know. It's kind of like with you. It's like I kind of went with something safe because, I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of different Luffys out there, but the reason why I'm excited is because it's going to be different, so I can put my own spin on it, and also it's going to be like it's going to be probably a bit more relaxed and more comfortable because again, kind of like yours, there's a vest. I do have a trench coat and stuff, but we'll see. But for me, like preparing for that, it's definitely not as hard as the Wolverine. Granted, I'm still treating it. I pretty much have the same mentality that I did when I was training to go as Wolverine that I do now. But the main thing that you gotta like nail is you gotta nail the abs.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's gonna be like the center point. The center point. Like, yeah, you want your arms to be big. Yeah, you want your back to be big. But like the other thing is that like your shoulders are gonna be covered because you're gonna be wearing a vest. And but like the main thing that people are gonna see, because it's gonna be split down here, are the abs. So like you gotta work on your core like crazy. So that's why like I'm like kind of looking forward to this, but also not. Is like I'm gonna have to really like push myself and like drain myself to like get the abs down. And I mean you're gonna kind of have to do the same thing
Yeah.
too. So I need to figure out a plan for that. But so yeah, mine was kind of back and forth, but I just kind of decided I came across the costume I really liked, and it didn't break my bank or anything. So that's kind of that's kind of how it came to be. So, but the other thing that's like another huge topic is like kind of taking our inspirations and what inspires us to the gym. So for a lot of people, like a lot of movies, a lot of athletes inspire them. For like us, people like us who, are big nerds, but also aren't afraid to go to the gym and enjoy working out. What inspires us is anime. So, John, what would you say are like a couple of animes that really inspire you to like not even necessarily work out, just like, but all like better yourself, but like again, work out?
Um, the one anime that really inspires me is Dragon Ball, because if anyone has seen Dragon Ball, almost 90% of those characters are muscular. And when I was in high school and I was just starting to work out, I was like, damn, I really like those characters. And I don't know, I would just kind of be, I don't not say like I want to be on their level, definitely not, but
Yeah.
I just want to kind of better myself because that's what Goku does. He always betters himself.
Yeah,
He
he
always
always finds a way.
he always pushes himself. Vegeta the same way.
But Vegeta's like very prideful. The pride eats him up.
Yeah,
But he's still a savage.
yeah. So that kind of what pulls me to the gym. Is like would Goku say no? Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
And I just know I don't know. Like ever since I've seen it, I kind of did want to bulk myself up. So that's also too like I just want to bulk myself up.
Yeah, there's also like so many tournament arcs in Dragon Ball, and you just see like the training and everything and all that. And you just see them like in the hyperbolic time chamber, or like you see Vegeta training in that one, like the zero gravity or whatever. And you just see them training and like powering up and shit like that. And you just get like so freaking pumped. Like,
Yeah,
and that's why like a lot, you see a lot of people with like, anime tank tops. I have a Goku tank top that I wear to the gym and stuff like that. And it's really dope. It's cool to see like people who aren't like used to working out or didn't grow up doing it or anything and are starting to do it and feel more comfortable because they're taking like their inspirations from anime and taking it there. What's another one that?
Another one that pushes me, um, probably not a people where are I wouldn't say aware of it, but no, but I like Fairy Tail, this anime, and that really pushes me because a lot of those characters, not a lot of them, but a couple of them that I really like, uh, they have kind of muscles and kind of bulky, and that kind of pushes me as like, hey, maybe 2 years from the line, I could cosplay as him.
Is there a lot of training in Fairy Tail? Because I've never seen it. So
In Fairy Tail, there's not a super ton of training, but there is training.
okay, and there's a lot of fighting,
Yeah,
like
there
in
is.
most. Yeah. So yeah, the like just training for like big arcs and like character development and stuff like that. It's really sick. Is there like a fight scene that like really motivates or inspires you from like Dragon Ball or Fairy Tail?
Um, Probably Dragon Ball is the one. Let's see, the one that would inspire me the most to do it. I probably have to say, um, with Goku versus Kid Buu, because he had to pull out all the stops, even going Super Saiyan 3, and even Super Saiyan 3 wasn't enough, and he just had to pull out all the stops to even damage Kid Buu.
Yeah. And I mean, like yeah, he had to borrow so much energy from that. Yeah, I think for me, like I'm kind of in the same boat as you, but like an anime like fight that like I always kind of look back to is like the Goku versus Majin Vegeta. That's just I don't know, that's just such an iconic scene in like anime period. I mean, yeah, like the Goku and Frieza fight, the Cell and Gohan fight, they're all great. But I don't know, I just really like in the Buu saga isn't even my favorite. I just there's a lot of stuff in it that I love. And I don't know, like the Goku versus Majin Vegeta where he's kind of debating on whether or not he's actually fighting because he's under Babidi's control, or if he's just fighting because he wants to go back to his roots, because he just wants to go back to being just a killer, like cold-blooded Saiyan. And I like the speech that Vegeta gives. It's just it's really dope. And something else that I've kind of gotten into is I really like a lot of like the motivational TikToks. For a while, I wasn't even on TikTok because I thought it was dumb. Like
Yeah.
I just kind of brushed it off as like this dumb stuff. But there are so many like really cool like dope anime like motivational like TikTok gyms. I've made like one or two, and I know I've shown you a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah, I've seen it.
So those that's just really sick. Do you have an opinion on kind of like what you think about like that? Like people are starting to like be more open about being huge nerds and going to the gym.
I think that's really great because, as a lot of people know, nerds are kind of like that kind of outcast where like, and they're geeky, they don't do a workout, but you can break that mold just like I'm doing, like Sean's doing. We're huge nerds. We go to the gym, we break that mold, and
Yeah.
I just think that's pretty cool for the people who do it because they're finally going out doing what they love while still being a nerd.
Yeah, for sure. And you just like mentally you just feel better. Like, you could go to you could just not do anything or like, not be productive for the day. But I mean, if you just hit the gym, just go to the gym for like an hour, I guarantee you that you will feel better. So,
Yeah, that reminds me. When we started going to the gym, before we started it, I was just not really feeling my body. I kind of really didn't like that I was moping around. But since we've gone to the gym, I felt way better about my body and how I look, and I just felt overall better in my life.
yeah, mentally and physically you feel better, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that more people should be more like, more people shouldn't care about what other people think.
And yeah, like, and you don't have to live with your ego. You don't have to be, oh, I gotta lift 200 pounds every day.
No.
You don't have to be like that. Me and Sean, when we started, we only lift the bar, which is only 45 pounds.
Yep.
We, and yeah, of course, there were people around us who were lifting crazy amounts, but we just said, like, hey, they're doing their stuff, we're doing our stuff.
Yeah. And the other thing is like, weight, a lot of people are so focused on weight that they lose sight of like good form or like reps. Like you could do like less weight and then you could really like just do way more reps and you'll get like a better result and you'll get better workout. So, you just gotta be careful with you know, making sure you know your limits, make sure that you have the proper form and stuff like that. And you know, I think it's good to, as much as I love working out, I think it's good to have like a partner or somebody to bounce off with. Definitely for like bench, for like you definitely want somebody to spot
Yeah,
you, because there's been a couple of times where if like I wasn't there, if you weren't there, it potentially could have ended badly,
yeah.
but it didn't. So I think I think definitely having like a gym partner is really awesome. I think it, you know, you motivate each other and push each other, especially since me and you are both have the same goal. We're
Yeah.
trying to go out there and just look fucking awesome out in LA.
Get that summer bod.
Yeah, get the summer bod. Unlike Reston. No.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah. So like John, what is your main goal, I'd say, for like bench and squat before the expo? Cuz I know we are flying out June 30th for the expo, and we're going to be there all 4 days, and we're going to be participating in a lot of different things. But like what is your end goal that you want to be with in like bench and squat?
Um, bench. I certainly want to hit at least one rep with 45s on each side. At least want to get to that. If I can make it to that, and I've done it before, but if I can make it to that again, I'll be very happy with myself. And with squats, I'd say if I can make it to 45 pounds on each side plus, I'd say like a 10, I'd be pretty happy with that.
So you said 45 and 10 for squat. So
So yeah,
55.
155.
Okay. Yeah. Like going all the way down.
Hmm.
Like, yeah. Yeah. For me, I would really like to have, like, be able to lift two 45s on each of the, for bench. And then for squat, I'm at 45s, right? I'm at like 135. So if I could get to like maybe like 160 or 170 for squat, like, and be able to do it like consistently and like confidently, that would be really sick. Um, but yeah, the bench would be awesome. But again, like a lot of what I'm going to be focusing on for like the next month and a half is like core workouts
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
probably what I'm gonna focus on too. Is more my arms and the core workout.
Yeah. And I mean, like, honestly, it's gotten better. Like, you know, doing like reverse crunches and like abnormal crunches. They're not terrible.
Yeah,
It's just like, I feel like when you get to a certain point where when you're doing like bicycle crunches and you get to like I think like what we're supposed to do is like 4 sets of 10. So you do 5 on each leg. And the way you do it is you touch your elbow to your leg like this. Yeah, that can suck after like probably the second set, I'd say.
yeah. I don't really enjoy bicycle curls.
But they hit though.
Yeah.
They hit. So John, we'll go ahead and kind of close out with this last point. What are like will give me like one or two characters, and I feel like I know at least a couple of them, but go ahead and give me like one or two characters that inspire you to like get but like just bulk up and just be like just not give up. Just go to the gym and just keep doing as many reps or and keep doing as many sets as you can.
The number one character that inspires me the most is Goku from Dragon Ball. Because for people who've seen the anime, he never gives up. He always pushes himself. He always finds a new challenger, and he always just for 90% of the times he usually wins the battle. And I just think that's pretty cool. And it's like, hey, that kind of inspires me. Is like, I can go further. I can push myself. I can be better than I was yesterday. Um, Probably another one. Another character I would probably have to say. Hmm, even though I'll never make it to his stature, is Broly.
Yeah, I
Because
thought Broly was gonna be your number one first pick for a second,
no,
but
Goku is more of the in the realm of like a ballpark I can do.
that makes sense.
Broly is just he's just pure power and just I don't know. For the longest time I can remember, I've always loved him.
He's just a beast. So yeah, I'd say for me, like yeah, I love Goku. He's the goat. of all like shonen main characters in my opinion. I'm gonna go with Vegeta just because like I really dig the whole pride thing, even though it can turn against you. But also, I just really dig like how he's always trying to like just one up Goku, and like in some ways, in some scenarios, he is, but he's almost always one step behind. But he's just
Hmm.
always wanting to like train and be the best and just be the Prince of all Saiyans. So that's really dope to me. And then another character that I really is Zoro from One Piece, which I have him right there. So, and it's funny because in the dub, they're both voiced by the same voice actor. So, and Zoro's really dope. A scene that I always look back to was in the Thriller Bark when he takes that thing from one of the warlords, that like bubble. For people who have seen it, they know what I'm talking about. And it's supposed to be like the most painful thing because he either can do that or he has to turn against his crew and give and kill Luffy. And of course, he does the loyal thing and sticks to his crew and just and takes it, and then like and then they come back and Sanjay sees him and he's just like this and he's just covered in blood. I'm sure even people who haven't seen One Piece have seen that picture, and he just takes it and he's like, what happened? It's like nothing happened. And I know that a lot of people, that's like one of the, consider that one to be one of the best scenes in all of One Piece, and I agree. But yeah, stuff like that is really badass. And you know, he's just badass character. He's got three swords and he's ripped too. So yeah, I'd say like my gym anime role models are like Vegeta and Zoro. So but anyway, I think that's a good way to close it out. Thank y'all for watching, listening, whatever you're using to. We're going to keep up with this more and more. We're gonna have a couple more episodes planned, and then we'll have more content about the expo coming up. We're also planning on having a couple more guests. I know that we had Austin on the last episode. That was a really fun episode to film. But yeah, John, do you have anything you want to say to the audience before we close out?
I think that's all I got.
Okay, so yeah, keep hitting the gym, keep marathoning episodes, and we'll see y'all later.